rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezie, and welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime show, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute everyone. Glad you are here. Salute to everyone watching us on X and on YouTube. Man, appreciate y'all coming through, rocking the spot, hanging out with your mans. About to talk that talk the way that y'all like to have that talk to y'all. Tomorrow is the big day. Ant Dub in the building. Salute. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. Salute. Kev Guapo is in the building. Salute. 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 Man, it's a lot of stuff going on, man. It's a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of stuff going on, man. I got a ton of stuff that I want to talk to y'all about, man. Hey, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the building. Yuri is in the building. Salute. It's a lot of stuff to talk about, man. Happy first official day of fall. I guess that's what today is. Fall is in the air. Autumn is in the air. That means it's football season. It's basketball season. It's World Series time, college basketball, MLB playoffs, great boxing during this time of year. But most important to a lot of us is this. The most important to a lot of us is this. Training camp is here. Training camp is here. Knicks training camp is here. Yeah, man. Hey, Kerry Cox. Yeah, man. I see you, man. The Brooklyn thing I think is real. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, right? I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Also, the Lions Ravens game. I have a parlay. I need Amon-Ra St. Brown to get 72 yards, and I need Derrick Henry to get 87 yards. And it looks like neither one of those are going to happen. It looked like neither one of those is going to happen, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 57 yards? Really? Derrick Henry, 50 yards? Really? But before I know. I feel like Bill Witt. I know. Right. All right. So I was at work earlier, man, and had some thoughts. I'm just gonna try to get these out of my head really quick, and then talk about all the stuff that you guys want to talk about, especially heading into tomorrow, what your expectations are versus what we'll really get. All right. So media day is finally here. You already know what it is. The cameras are going to be flashing. The microphones are going to be out. This will probably be the one time this year that we get like the inside scoop of the Knicks, right? Where the Knicks set the stage for the championship run. We already know Jalen Brunson is the walking face of the franchise. We know Cat is legitimately walking into his second season as a Knick, so he won't feel like an outsider. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk to y'all about. One of the points of emphasis that I want to talk to y'all about. Somebody in the chat, YZ in the chat, yo, somebody, yeah, y'all remind me, man. One of the things I want to talk about is how the new guys look in their second year as Knicks. So I'm going to touch on that briefly about what to expect from Cat in his second year, Bridges in his second year, and OG Anunoby in his second full season. See what these guys look like in OG's second full season and Cat and Bridges' second season period, right? Along with that, I also want to talk about one of the things that's one of the rumors out there, and that's trading Pacôme Dadiet and who you trade him to and what you get in exchange for him, right? Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. And so basically that comes down to a timeline thing. The Knicks are all in right now, and Leon Rose has shown us over and over and over he's not afraid to retool the roster every single year to chase wins. We already know that, right? And with the acquisition of Brogdon and Shamet and Lynn and Jemison and others, clearly the emphasis is less on developmental guys and more on if you're not a blue chipper, you can't stay. I think that's what they're moving towards. And as talented as Pacôme Dadiet is, he's a raw 20-year-old, right? That still may be 2 years away, right? Because of how things played out last year. So, I had a little longer thing to say, but what I'll do is this. I'll ask you what you guys think. And then y'all tell me what y'all think, right? I mean, well, I'm sorry. Y'all tell me what y'all think, and then I'll speak about what I have, right? YZ says he spoke with Bully earlier. Hey man, that's Gucci, bro. That's Gucci. I'm that's my dog right there, bro. That's my dog right there. So what do y'all want to talk about first? Y'all let me know. Because here's the thing. I want to talk about Leon Rose's approach, right? I want to talk about Leon Rose. And you know what? If y'all don't mind, let me get into my thing first, and then y'all tell me what y'all think. Right? I think Leon Rose has a early season plan and a trade deadline plan. I don't think there's a plan for next summer. The way this roster looks, I don't think there is a plan next summer that's going to take precedence over anything that happens basketball related this season. I think next summer is going to be a reaction to what transpires this season, right? I don't think there's a plan next summer. There's no, let's trade for Giannis next summer and then play the season out to see what happens. Nah, I think it's all in this season and then see what happens next summer. And I think that starts with I think that starts with the wing position, right? I think Leon Rose, I think the Knicks know that the wing position needs to be addressed. And listen, when I say that, don't assume that I don't know that Malcolm Brogdon and Jordan Clarkson are here to shore up the primary ball handling situation, because they have, right? There are only so many primary ball handlers that you can have before you start calling them secondary ball handlers, right? You can only have so many primary ball handlers, right? Like you can have two primary ball handlers on the floor at the same time working in tandem. But what the Knicks have had over the years is one primary ball handler, and then when he sits, you have a bunch of backup ball handlers, and the offense doesn't look as smooth as it should look, right? It doesn't have that Billy D. Williams type smoothness to it, right? You know what I'm saying? It don't have like that Sidney Poitier, Uncle Freezie type smoothness to it, right? It's just like disjointed a little bit, right? And so now that you have Brogdon and Clarkson and Brunson and maybe Kolek, possibly, maybe Kolek, right? Maybe we're confident that that Clarkson and Brogdon are certainly here to help Jalen Brunson. So we know that part is solved. Now, here's the thing. I think Leon Rose understands that the wing position needs to be addressed. Because the only listen, when I say wing, I'll say this, and y'all gonna laugh, but I'm serious. The only traditional sized wing on the roster is Pacôme Dadiet. He's the only traditional sized, stereotypical wing, right? Right? LI1 is in the building, says, yeah, back with my stupid opinions. Man, get out of here. LI1, get your ass. Man, salute. The thing is, with the wings that we have Mikal Bridges at 6'6", 200. And while he's an excellent NBA wing, he doesn't offer you that traditional wing size. Now, he's very effective on the wing, right? Very effective on the wing, right? I'm not saying that he's not a great wing player. I'm saying that he is, right? But he doesn't give you traditional size to, say, guard guys like SGA that'll be physically stronger than him, or Jason Tatum that'll be taller, heavier, maybe more athletic than him, right? OG Anunoby, while he's an excellent wing and maybe my favorite Knick, he may be my favorite Knick. Him and Lil Freezie may be my favorite Knicks. OG Anunoby is not traditional height wing at 6'7" and 240. And then when you look behind those two that are not traditionally sized wings, you're looking at Deuce McBride, who's going to guard on the perimeter for you, a perimeter defender at 6'2", 6'3", however tall Deuce is, right? And then Josh Hart at 6'4", 6'5". right? Then you also have Landry Shamet at 6'4", 6'5". So the backups to OG and Bridges, who are shorter wings, right? Benjamin B in the building says, Deuce is my height. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Right. And so when you think about the addition of all these guys that are coming in, you have to look at the guys that are you have to look at guys that are behind them too. So if Bridges is shorter, smaller for a classic wing player, and OG is maybe shorter, OG makes up for that with athleticism and long arms and dexterity and agility, right? But behind those wing players, behind those two starting wing players, you have Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, and Landry Shamet on the wing. Yeah. No, man, Benjamin B. I'm not saying that he's short. I'm saying, in my mind, a traditional wing is about 6'7", 6'8", about 220-ish, somewhere in that range. And Bridges is neither. I'm not saying he's small. I'm saying he's light. And maybe not as tall as maybe not as tall. Right? Like for instance, what happens when Mikal Bridges guards Luka Doncic? Right? Now, Luka is going to destroy anybody, right? Luka's going to destroy anybody, right? Dripmore is in the building. Salute, Dripmore. I'll be watching you. I watch your joints, man. I enjoy them, bro. You got to play some Lost Boys behind that, though. Oh, but you don't have Jeeps, though. I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, and so while and let's say just for the sake of argument, that Bridges is perfect wing size, right? Are his backups perfect wing size? I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. It's fire, bro. I saw it. It's fire. It's older, but I love it, bro. So I got the silver GL 450. It's older now though. It's about a 2020. It's a 2020. So, but it's older. But I mean, I don't have bread like I ain't got bread like Kerry Cox and Sherwood now, man. I just can't go buy stuff anytime I feel like it. Sherwood's a businessman, man. So even if we do consider Bridges, say for the sake of argument, Bridges is perfect for his position, right? When you sub Bridges out and you bring in Deuce or Shamet or Josh Hart, do you give away size? When you sub out OG, do you give away size? Right? That's one of the things I think we should consider. I think that may be one of the things that Leon Rose may be looking at doing. Clearly, the move was to bring in more bigs. Clearly, the move was to, bring in more bigs. That's the reason why I think they invited Alex Len. It's the reason why I think they signed Trey Jemison. It's the reason why Huck Porty is still here. Ty Barbie in the building. And so with that, not saying the entire roster is small, because Mitch is a monster. Mitchell Robinson is a monster, right? He a monster. Like now, let's not get it twisted. Mitchell Robinson is a monster, right? But are you going to play Mitchell Robinson, Ariel Hukporti, and Gerson Yabusele together off the bench? Sherwin, yeah, Sherwin, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Nah, man. Nah, you talking about Marcy, bro? I don't even put Marcy on the road. I think we drove I think I might drove the red car when I saw DSJ in Fayetteville. DSJ had a concert, man. It was an excellent concert, man. Really enjoyed it, man. Had a great time. DSJ had the place packed and bumping. Salute to DSJ. So if you're Leon Rose and you understand this, your question is, are the young kids ready? Can you squeeze out some minutes of Mo Diawara, who's a traditional wing size, but he's probably not ready? Can you squeeze out some minutes from Pacôme Dadiet, who's traditional wing size, but he's probably not ready? Can you squeeze out some minutes from Kev McCullough, who's traditional wing size, but he's probably not ready? And if they're not ready, do you trade them for a wing that is ready? Do you trade them to make up roster spots? Because clearly, of all the kids, Pacôme Dadiet has the most rumored worth around the NBA. Right? Yo, Vinny Blanco in the building. Salute. So Jordan Clarkson is 6'3". And Gerson Yabusele is I think he's 6'7", 6'8", something like that. But he's not a vertical athlete. Gerson Yabusele is not a 6'7", 6'8" vertical athlete. He's aggressive and energetic, and quite honestly, I think Knicks fans are gonna love it. I think Knicks fans are gonna I can almost guarantee you that Yabusele is gonna have a hive by Christmas. I think there's going to be a hive for him by Christmas. I think there's going to be a section of the fan base that's going to be chanting for him by Christmas time. And Benjamin B is right on this. It's probably 70-30. Like, he's a jumbo wing, right? He is the epitome of what we call a jumbo wing, because the power forward part is not going to do him justice, right? When we say power forward, it's not going to do Yabusele justice, because he's not going to protect the rim, because he's not a center. He's not a traditional Otis Thorpe power forward. He's more of a athletic, offensive. He's a mini Michael Beasley type guy. Like, he's not going to be Beasley buckets. He's not the left-handed Melo, but that's his mindset. His mindset is to be that, right? He's going to bring that energy. Like, his mindset is to be Yabu buckets, right? Cardiac Knicks is in the building. So with that, yeah, Kerry Cox is right. Yeah, he's strong, right? He's strong and he's energetic, right? But the thing about him is you wouldn't expect him to do flexible I can't with y'all, bro. I swear to God, bro. I should walk my ass out of here, bro. Yeah. I should hit this damn button, bro. King Image, you know we trying to do a show, right? King Image, you know this is a live stream, right? This man called Yabusele a 5 below Zion. That's what he is. He on a discount rack. Yo, he called that man the 5 below Zion, like on a discount rack. As soon as you go in the store, like that man right there on the discount rack. Wow. Wow, that's wild, man. But yeah, and yeah, so to get to that point, like what I'm getting at ultimately is this. A championship level contender needs to have certain things on the roster. Like you can't go into a championship fight with one arm behind your back, right? You got to have some equalizer, right? You can't go into it. Yeah. Hey, Wise, right? What? This is what? Yep. Right. This is what I'm saying. Like a microwaved Julius Randle looking type guy, like that, kind of like that, that type of player. But the thing is, if you're the Knicks, do you trust that Pacôme Dadiet, Kev McCullough, Mo Diawara can all contribute this season? And if they do, and if they can, and if it looks sustainable, what guys do you move in their stead instead of moving them? Yeah, Sherwin is right. Yep, Sherwin. Yep. I'm Sherwin. I'm with you. Philly fans said it last year when they had Yabusele playing center because of all the injuries they had. It was a terrible move for them to have that man play center. It'd have been like having Obi Toppin play center, or worse. It's not that Yabusele is a bad guy. It's that Philly fans had a lot of injuries, a lot of losing. They frustrated. They went through the trust the process only to get here. Right? Think about it. If you're a Philly fan 10 years ago, right, and your roster is Andre Iguodala, Nikola Vucevic, Lou Williams, Mo Harkless, and a bunch of other guys, like a bunch of other young guys, and you lose in the first round of the playoffs, and then you say, you know what, we're going to tank and rebuild us a champion. And then you go all that, so fast forward to today, and this is what your roster looks like, and you have 0 championships, 0 finals appearances, and 0 Eastern Conference finals appearances. You would boo them putting Yabusele at center also. You traded away all that homegrown talent in order to go all in on a rebuild. Get your guy. Yo, Rasul in the building. What's good? If you're Philly, you trade away all that young homegrown talent to go all in on a tank job. When the tank job is over, you go all in for some championships, and you never advance past the second round. And now all the money you spent is gone, and now all your future money is tied up on 2 old guys that are injury prone. And then you put Gershon Yabusele at center. I'd have booed that too. I'd boo Kelly Oubre also. I'd be frustrated as a Philly fan if I was subjected to that. And so when I watch Gershon Yabusele, I don't see a guy that doesn't care about defense. I see a guy that was played out of position that plays extremely hard. The minutes don't matter. If you play him for 25 minutes, you are going to get 25 minutes of everything he's got. If you play him for 12 minutes, you're going to get 12 minutes of everything he's got. He is that. He's the emotional player that's sometimes going to cross the line. Sometimes he's going to look a little rough. Sometimes that toughness is going to come across as foolishness. But for those of us that have wanted a 250-pound, almost enforcer type guy, now that he's here, I think we got to appreciate him. Nick Yak in the building. No, don't do it. Nick Yak. Hey, don't do that. Hey, man, you thought I was gonna come on here and brag, bro? I was as surprised as you are, bro. I was as surprised at, man, look, it's sports, bro. No, it's sports. Nobody knows it all. Anybody that says they know it all is a fool. Nobody knows it all, bro. I was just as surprised as you were. And Sherwin says, hey, he's not, he's almost 30. Yeah, and Sherwin, on top of him being 30, it's not like he got into the league at 19 and this is his 11th NBA season, right? This dude has been out of the league off and on for years at a time, right? For years at a time, this dude has been in and out of the league. So he's still, like, in theory, still proving himself, so to speak. And so the Knicks have him on this one-year deal. And if this doesn't work out in New York, who's to say he's ever going to get another shot anywhere? We don't know. We don't know. But to the point, though, about those wings, like the wings, so we have wings in the pipeline, but we don't have wings in a rotation. So do you take those wings that are in the pipeline? Do you take Mo Diawara? Do you take Ariel Hukporti? Do you take Kev McCullough and somehow figure out a way to package them for a good professional wing that's ready to contribute right now? Say, do you take a Pacôme Dadiet and Kev McCullough and trade them for a Najee Marshall? Y'all know the Swiss Army knife guy in Dallas? The one I loved when he was in New Orleans? Do you figure out a way to go get him so that he can play a Lamar Odom type role? Right? Do you consider that? Do you consider taking your young talent and trading them for a shorter version of Lamar Odom? It's something to consider. Like, am I for it? Am I for it? Am I saying that right? Am I for it? No. No. Personally, I would rather for us to keep who we have, take it into the season, see what our shortcoming is in season, and then address it in season. Right? My preference, the skeptic in me says, even though you go to training camp, you're not going to figure it out you're not going to figure it all out in a month. Right? You're not going to have all the answers in a month. Right? By the time opening night gets here, Mike Brown is still not going to have all the answers. So instead of doing that, how about build chemistry in training camp take it into the season, and then if you have a glaring need, say you have a glaring need for 3-point shooting, then you go find a 3-point shooter. Then you go find your Seth Curry that comes off the bench to play 12 minutes to keep the floor spaced for Cat and Mitch and others. But to do it now and then try, because to disrupt chemistry now and then have it disrupted going into the season and then trying to figure that out in the season. Meanwhile, you don't know what you need in the season and then make another trade. What it looks like it's doing basically is being on the hamster wheel. In my mind, and these are just my thoughts, y'all. I'm not saying that what you say is incorrect, right? I'm not saying what you're saying, I don't take it into account, because I do. And I'm not saying all the random Knicks for clicks on the internet is completely gossip. But what I will say is there are a lot of decisions to be made, and somebody is probably going to get moved anyway. And it may be, one of our heartstrings. And if it is, we have to, deal with it, because the ultimate goal is to win in the championship. What do I want more? Do I want to keep rocking my Pacôme Dadiet jersey, or do I want to wear the New York Knicks 2026 NBA Champs t-shirt? I prefer that NBA Champs t-shirt. And Sherwood says, I will get Dadiet a dribble trainer. He had to work on his handle. He can become our Siakam or Tatum. Hey, and you know what? And I'll say this about that, Sherwin. In the stuff that I saw, he's a very efficient ball handler, just not confident on the NBA level. So to your point, yes, get him to tighten up his handles. Get him to tighten up those NBA handles, because training camp handles, Euro handles, Summer League handle, all that stuff don't matter on the grand stage. You got to be able to do it at an elite level on the grand stage, because if he can do that, now he can start going by people, and it sets up his jump shot. Cardiac Nick says Diawara over Dadier. Okay, all right. I like them both. I think Diawara's handle is better. His court vision is better, but that's his skill set. That's his skill set, though. Right? That's his skill set. Diawara reminds me of a very, very young Kuzmingas, where when you look at him, you think somebody that big shouldn't be able to do that type of stuff. Anybody remember him? Manduskas Kuzmingas, I think that's his name is. I don't think he got a fair shot when he was here, to be honest. I liked him and Porzingis and Willie Hernangomez. I liked all them guys together. I felt like they should have got a shot, right? Because we were losing anyway. I mean, what are you going to do, lose more games? You were losing anyway. And then when you replaced all those guys, we were still losing. Right? We legit traded Porzingis, right? Like, we traded Porzingis, and it led to us getting Kevin Knox and RJ Barrett and Obi and them. Right? Like you trade Porzingis and you don't even get better. So when it comes to, just to get back on the topic though, the Mo Diawara kid, definitely like him. I think he's definitely going to be a great pro. I think Pacôme Dadiet is going to be a great pro. I don't know if they're ready for the grand stage today, but here's the thing. No one knows, because we don't know what Mike Brown is going to ask them to do or what Mike Brown's system requires. I'll tell you one of the silly things I heard, though. I'll tell you one of the silly things I heard, though. That the rumor is that several teams are interested in Pacôme Dadiet. And that might be the Knicks' only way to free up a spot for Landry Shamet. Tell you what I would do in this case. If the Knicks trade Pacôme Dadiet for, let's make it a sweet pot. Say the Knicks trade away Pacôme Dadiet for 2 first-round picks, like 2032 and 2034, like picks way down the road, and they have protections on them, right? Like, say they're first-round picks, but they're way down the road, and they have they're like top 10 protected through certain years, right? Would you in 2020, think about this, in 2032 or 2034, what type of player would Pacôme Dadiet be in 7 years? What type of player in this development program that the Knicks have, what will Pacôme Dadiet look like at age 27? Legitimately, what would he look like, right? And I'll use Sherwin's example as an example, what he said, right? He mentioned Pascal Siakam, right? What if Toronto had traded Pascal Siakam for 2 picks way down the road and they had protections on them, right? And then those picks wound up being Quentin Grimes and Saldi Aldama. No disrespect to Saldama. Just so that you can add a veteran to the roster. And not just any veteran now, everybody. We're not talking about trading. The rumor is not trading Pacôme Dadiet to make room for Russell Westbrook, who's still out there, or Ben Simmons, who's still out there. We're talking about trading Pacôme Dadiet, a first-round pick, 20 years old, athletic, full of potential, trading him for whatever the roster spot so that we can bring in Landry Shamet. Not Al Horford. Not Al Horford. Not Russell Westbrook. Not Ben Simmons. Landry Shamet. Yeah, hey, listen, Pete, listen, I know, I dig it. I dig it. But guess what? You drafted RJ Barrett, right? And you groomed him a little bit, and you flipped him for OG Anunoby. How? Right? Like, so even if he doesn't, even if Pacôme Dadiet doesn't become Sean Elliott, that's who I think he is. And I know Sean Elliott, and I know sometimes I throw out these names from previous generations, and some of y'all don't know who these guys are, and I gotta apologize for that because sometimes I get carried away with the comparisons, right? Sometimes I get carried away with the comparisons, right? And not that I don't think the comparisons are legit. It's just because, fortunately and unfortunately, I've seen a lot of basketball. And right, so one of the fortunate parts of experience is you see a lot, and one of the unfortunate parts of experience is that you see a lot. Yeah. Endgame says Sean Elliott was on NBA Jam. Yeah. That's who I see him as, right? That's who I saw him at the first time I laid eyes on Pacôme Dadiet. I think that man had just turned 17. When I saw Pacôme Dadiet, he had just turned 17. I mean, just turned 17. Right? Or was it 18? He might. No, so it was somewhere in there. He was so young and baby face. Like Pacôme Dadiet was so young. You think he baby face now as a man? Imagine him as 17. So that's who he looked like on film to me, and that's why I was like just praying that the Knicks get Pacôme Dadiet. Right, him and Ryan Dunn were my two heartstrings, and Ulrich Shamshi, the kid Toronto got. I think he's going to wind up being Pascal Siakam. Kerry Cox said Bob Love or Dave Bing. Yeah. I love Dave Bing. I ain't gonna lie. Bob Love was good though. Bob Love was probably, who you compare Bob Love to? Bob Love was probably, in today's NBA, Bob Love is probably Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons, that's Bob Love in today's NBA. Right? Something like it. I didn't say Hal Greer. Hal Greer in today's NBA is Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal in his prime is Hal Greer. But the point, ultimately, the point where I'm getting at is if you're the Knicks, can you tell your fan base that you traded away a 20-year-old guy, say he goes to Brooklyn and becomes a decent starter for Brooklyn, right? Not even say he goes to Brooklyn and becomes Mikal Bridges. Not an all-star, but a very good player. Right? Say you trade him to Brooklyn for 2 of the draft picks that you traded away in the Bridges trade. Say you get 2 of those way Wizard of Oz down the road picks that the Knicks gave away, right? For Pacôme Dadiet, just so that you can have Landry Shamet on the roster. And then in Brooklyn, he gets to play every day and he gets to become a starter. And then before you know it, he's looking like Mikal Bridges. Say Mikal Bridges is his ceiling and his floor, right? And say the Knicks have a great run, but maybe we're in the midst of a Oklahoma City Thunder dynasty and we don't know it. And then you look back on it and you're like, we made the finals. We lost to OKC. It was their dynasty. We didn't know it. But now Landry Shamet is coming off the bench for the Orlando Magic. And this kid, Pacôme Dadiet, is looking like Mikal Bridges for Brooklyn. Can we live with that? Yeah, and Wayne Peterson says, we got to stop with this. Young players don't help win championship talk. OKC was full of young guys, and they just want to chip. Yeah. So the thing to me is this, Pete, to your point, and I say this a lot, and I think content creators get frustrated with me when I say it, but players don't win championships, man. Organizations win championships, right? Organizations win championships. The owners, the executives, the coaching staff, support staff, players, and fans, everybody has a part to play in your team winning a championship. You got to be rock steady from top to bottom, right? Because all it takes is for one, I'll give an example. All it takes is for a Ron Artest on the Indiana Pacers to stop the Indiana Pacers from winning 2 or 3 NBA championships. And y'all know how good those Indiana teams were, right? Jamal Tinsley, Jermaine O'Neal, Ron Artest, all these, Steven Jackson, all them guys, man. Those teams were great teams. But all it takes is for one piece to not march in line with everyone else. And before you know it, you're always the bridesmaid and never the bride. Right? And no disrespect to Ron Artest, because I love Ronnie. Ron, if you watching, salute. But we know Ron was volatile during those years. And Nick Yak says, how are we trading away our last first round pick for Shamet, who wouldn't even get anyone a second round pick? That's the rumor, right? So Nick Yak, that's why, like, I'm gonna talk to Nick Yak specifically, right? So Nick Yak, when we, like, as a content creator, my everyday struggle is what's going to be entertaining for y'all to talk about and what's going to be like serious basketball business. And I lean towards serious basketball business more than shooting y'all the gas. Like, respectfully, I would rather have serious basketball conversations every show, every night, for every hour and a half, 2 hours, however long we rock, as opposed to shooting y'all the gas. But that's me. That's not every Knicks content creator. Some Knicks content creators that's their thing, and I respect that. They would rather push the secret whisper, such and such's article said Pacôme Dadiet is drawing interest from teams around the league, and let's talk about it for 2 hours. I want to talk about Pacôme Dadiet developing as a Knick and helping the Knicks win a championship, and I know that's boring to talk about. I know it's not always fun to talk about stuff like, I know it's not always fun to talk about stuff like, give you an example. When I talk about Mitchell Robinson coming off the pick and roll, like when I get mad when Mitch sets a screen 44 feet away from the rim. And when I mention that, people are always like, man, why you always talking about Mitch 44 feet away from the rim? They know what they're doing. Nah, man. Mitch can't be setting a screen 44 feet away from the rim, because even if that man moves 20 feet back towards the rim, that's still 24 feet away. He's not shooting threes from out there. What is Mitchell Robinson going to do with the ball 24 feet away from the rim? Nothing. Right? And I'm not bashing Mitchell Robinson on this. What I'm saying is, when Mitch is setting screens 44 feet away from the rim, that means the complementary guard that's on the floor that's supposed to be helping against exotic traps is not doing his job. Now that pulls Mitch away from the rim, right? Now that pulls Mitch away from the rim, and now when Brunson tries to attack, he can't. He's got to give it up to Josh Hart, but Josh Hart's not going to shoot the three. And now you just pass the ball and hold it and then get a dribble handoff back to Brunson with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Now what? The Brunson burner. Everybody knows it's coming. But if you had a guard on the floor to balance the floor, that exotic defense never occurs. Right? Because you have your floor balanced. You trap, say you come down and trap Brunson and leave Malcolm Brogdon wide open for three, and he's going to hit that shot 38% of the time. Or if your defense is like, Oh, we know that's the outlet, so we're going to cover Brogdon. So you swing to Gershon Yabusele in the deep corner, and he's 38% from three. Now he's wide open off the swing, or the skip pass, or whatever you want to call it. And Gary said, not no more is not. I can guarantee you, if Mike Brown see that, we'll have to mop Mike Brown up off the floor, bro. If Mike Brown sees that consistently, Mitchell Robinson going setting the screen 44 feet away from the rim, taking himself out of the, because the thing is, what if Mitch sets the screen 24 feet away from the rim and he recovers those 20 feet? Now Mitch is 4 feet away from the rim and he can do damage. These are the type things that I like to talk about with y'all, right? Like the difference between Mitch setting it 44 feet and 24 feet is a dunk or a three. Autism Speaks is in the building. Salute. Hey, yeah, I feel. Listen, hey, Nick Yak, I'm with you. But the thing is, what still pulls down his share of offensive rebounds, right? Is when Mitch comes off of the screen and just rolling to the rim, he's not going to be trying to chase down other people's misses. You're talking about Mitchell Robinson trying to dunk the basketball. That's the point that I'm making. I'm not saying that he doesn't do an outstanding job of getting in where he can get in where he can fit in. What I'm saying is a better utilization of your talent lets you get a better result, right? Like one of the reasons why I feel like we don't shoot the three as well is because we don't create enough spacing in the half court for those 3-point shots. Like how often do you watch a Knicks game and you see a New York Knick get a wide open 3-point shot? Oh, how often do you see Jalen Brunson get a wide open uncontested 3-point shot? Like these are the small things that I'm speaking about. Like instead of me saying, trade Mitchell Robinson for, I don't know, who y'all trading Mitch for today? What's the Mitchell Robinson trade rumor today? Instead of saying trade Mitchell Robinson for Anthony Black, right? I'm going to say let Mitch set the screen from 24 feet, right? Show his chest to the ball handler and catch those catch those passes from 3 feet, 4 feet away from the rim and try to make an offensive move. Right. This is what I'm saying. Like what I'm saying to everybody is improvement doesn't always have to be external. Sometimes improvement can be internal. Internal improvement is where the Knicks are right now, in my opinion. I can't see a world where moving some of those young guys that are the archetype player that you wanted to bring in the first place to bring in Landry Shamet because he can shoot threes. Hey, Nick Yak, and I'm going to just say this to Nick Yak, man. This right here has always been a thorn in my side. Like we blame the result and not the cause. Right? When Mitchell Robinson and when he was getting called for that, we used to have whack ball handlers in the pick and roll. Like you don't let the screener set his feet and then make your decision. Like he's trying to get in a position, shuffling, and the ball handler is right there beside him shuffling. Meanwhile, you got two defenders, one reaching around the ball, the other one got his hands up and all this type stuff. And now you run through the guy, and now they call Mitch for a moving screen. When in basketball, we're legit taught as a screener to set the screen away at least 12 to 15 feet to give the ball handler reactionary time in order to know how to navigate the screen. But when you don't do that, you set your own teammate up to get fouls. See, because the thing is about a moving screen, the moving screen is called on the screener, not the ball handler. So the ball handler walk away from the possession, he don't get a foul. But your big man that gets the offensive fouls, those rack up on him, and now he's going to the bench, and now you're seeing a lesser skilled big than him. East Blue Juice says, let the boy cook. Hey, man. Hey, it's the NBA is a young man's league, bro. It's like the rap game, bro. It's a young man league. It's a young man league, brother. These guys, the NBA is getting younger and younger all the time. Yeah, this is Nick. You know that's been a thorn in my side, bro. This has been a thorn in my side. Like every guard that gets the ball in the pick and roll is not an elite pick and roll handler, right? Like you don't have to hit the pick and roll at 1,000,000 miles per hour, right? You don't have to do that, right? The pick and roll is a play that you use in order to create the 2-on-1 against one defender. If you run the pick and roll and it's just a switch, then you probably did that just so that you can ISO. Right? You probably just did that just so that you can ISO. Just get the screen just so you can get the matchup that you want. Right? And that's what happens with Mitchell Robinson a lot. Right? Mitch is out there, he brings his man out 44 feet. Their rim protector is away from the rim, but they generally have a weak side rim protection. You do it against Memphis, against their tall big. By the time you get to the rim, Jaren Jackson is there. Right? And see, for us, the rim protection was Josh Hart because OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges guard wing players. They're not power forwards. OG is not a power forward. He's a wing player. He's on the wing. Like you don't like offenses now don't operate by numbers anymore, right? Because of the flow of the game. The flow of the game, you don't operate by the numbers anymore. Like today, Kobe Bryant wouldn't be a shooting guard. He'd be a wing player. Today, Michael Jordan wouldn't be a shooting guard. He'd be a wing player, right? Today, Reggie Miller would not be a shooting guard. He'd be a wing player. Today, Allen Iverson would be a point guard. In today's NBA, Allen Iverson would absolutely be a point guard. If y'all understand what I'm saying about the devolution and revolution and evolution of the game of basketball, it's the reason why when you look at Pacôme Dadiet, Mo Diawara, and Kev McCullough, though they may not be ready today, doesn't mean they won't be ready tomorrow. Do the Knicks have enough talent on the roster to make it to January without digging a hole? Absolutely they do. Absolutely they do. In my opinion, and I'm gonna say this to Kerry Cox, man. I notice y'all can't get enough of this Knicks basketball talk, man. I appreciate y'all. I'll be in the bushes, I'll be in the weeds, watching y'all, man, and I appreciate how dedicated y'all are to this Knicks basketball thing, man. I was just watching somebody's channel just now. Prepping for this. Whoever the guy was, the white guy, he just had Yuri on a few minutes ago. I was watching that as I was doing prep work for this, right? And I saw a few of y'all over there, and I was like, man, look at my people, bro. They can't get enough of this stuff. I can't either. Right? But here's the thing, or here's my thing. Do the Knicks have enough talent to make it to January or February when these young players will be ready, right? Or does Landry Shamet hold this whole season together? Does the whole season depend on adding Landry Shamet to the roster, or Garrison Matthews, or Matt Ryan to the roster, or Alex Lynn? Yeah, I was doing, but I was watching it because I had a parlay. Man, I can't, but man, Derrick Henry, man, every time I pick Derrick Henry, he don't do nothing, bro. Derrick Henry got me 50 yards, bro. Derrick Henry got me 50 yards. 50 yards, bro. On Monday Night Football, man. So, but y'all didn't answer my question. Do y'all think the Knicks rotation of Brunson, whoever the fifth starter is going to be, right? I listen, man. In my mind, in my mind, the starting lineup should be, there should only be two starting lineups considered, right? The two starting lineups that should be considered, right? One includes Mitchell Robinson, and one includes Malcolm Brogdon. Every other starting lineup should be scrapped off the table. I'm sorry. Every other starting lineup should be off the table. To be honest with you, I don't even know if I want to hear it. Like, I don't want to. The Josh Hart starting lineup, nah, I ain't. No. I'm not a fan of it, even though I like Josh. Right? It's East Blue Drew. I was just about to say Deuce. No. Nope. Deuce had 4 years. Deuce had 4 years to show us that he can be an above average to average starter. Right? But it's gotta be Malcolm Brogdon or Mitch. I got to have a veteran big or veteran point guard. Right? Because if it's Deuce McBride, it's more of the same. Nah, I know we in love with that net rating number, man. But listen, the thing is, it's not Deuce. It's an average shooter. Anytime those four have an average shooter or average defender, they excel. They excel, right? That's one of those mythical stats that when you pull it, you're like, oh my God, man. Maybe somebody will give us 3 first-round picks for Deuce if that's the case. No. If you take out Deuce and put in an average NBA player or thereabout, somewhere in that range, right? Those numbers are going to look like that because of how good Cat, Brunson, OG, Bridges, and all those guys are, right? I think we'll see that as a matter of fact, what if you take that put Malcolm Brogdon in those Deuce spots? I think you get even better numbers. And there's no knock on Deuce. I'm not knocking Deuce. Y'all know I like Deuce. I think he's a great leader, a great person, a great culture guy. Right? I like Deuce. Right? But you've seen it over the years. Like, how much of this stuff do we need to see before we're like, we blame everybody every year, but we let Deuce gets no parts of the blame. Yeah, and as I feel you, can Brogdon play defense like Deuce? I don't think Deuce's defense is like that. I don't know if his defense is like that. Like in big moments, I don't know if his defense is like that. I think his energy is there. I think he's very smart. I just don't know if it's what we think it is. In my mind, I tell you what, in my mind, if year 5 of Deuce is a marked improvement, in year 5 of Deuce, if Deuce is say 45 and 40 and 80% from the free throw line, if he is a primary on-ball defender, then I'll quickly say, because I feel like I'm talking basketball and not emotion. I feel like I'm talking basketball and not emotion. If Deuce does that, then I'll change my opinion on him. I'll change my opinion on it. I'm not down on Deuce like that. I just feel like what the Deuce I thought I was getting and the Deuce that I normally get are two different entities. I feel as if you replace Deuce with Herb Jones, a lot of us won't even remember who Deuce McBride was. If we replace Deuce McBride with Alex Caruso, I don't even think we even remember who Deuce McBride is. Right. And so it's no knock on Deuce, but because no matter who you are in life, there is always going to be somebody better than you. Right? Like no matter who, I call myself the number 1 Chief Rocker every day. And there's somebody out there somewhere that might be better than me. Right? And so the thing is with Deuces, you've seen it when Jalen Brunson was out due to injury, Mikal Bridges was the primary ball handler. A lot. A Pocket Knicks now in the building. That's a dope name. A Pocket Knicks now. That's a dope name. Yeah, Harbaugh, man. I don't know, bro. They not gonna make a change though. They not gonna make a change. It's the Ravens, bro. The Ravens gonna go 13-4 and lose to somebody close to the Super Bowl. It's what they do. It's a great, steady organization. They probably just need receivers. And I feel you, like legit. Brogdon is no longer that guy. Maybe not a starter. I don't think he is. I was telling Ty Barbie this maybe 2 weeks ago. I think we should look at Malcolm Brogdon as a Jason Kidd type starter. I think we should look at Malcolm Brogdon legit as, yeah, I remember when Jason Kidd was the starter here. Remember that? J Kidd would take off his warm-ups, they'll tip the ball. He'll be the first one out the game and he'll sit for like 2 hours. And then he'll play them crucial third quarter, fourth quarter minutes. That's what I'm talking about with Malcolm Brogdon. Get us off to a good start. Go over there and smoke a cigarette. Anytime the game get close, we'll call you in to settle things down. But you mainly here for the third quarter and the fourth quarter. That's what I'm envisioning when I say Malcolm Brogdon as the starter. Right? Malcolm Brogdon start, you play Deuce in those middle minutes, and depending on situations, you bring Brogdon in to help the game situationally. Yep. And truth be told, East Blue Drew, I'm gonna say this, and I know y'all gonna laugh. I got a sense of humor, and I hope y'all understand. Like, if y'all laugh at me, I ain't offended. Like, if y'all laugh at me, I ain't offended, man, because I enjoy rocking with y'all. I hope that our conversations don't get so heavy that we start like gritting our teeth at each other and ice grilling each other. Like when we stop enjoying it, man, I'm gonna do something else, right? But I'll be honest with you. Instead of Landry Shamet, and I know Shamet is good for the culture, and nothing against Landry Shamet, but y'all know I love me some Alec Burks, bro. I love me some fourth quarter Jordan, bro. If Alec Burks is out there, bro, hey, man. If Alec Burks is out there and available, I would entertain it. I would entertain the fourth quarter Jordan here, right? Because the thing about it is, you know what Alec Burks can do in a Knicks uniform. You've seen Alec Burks here in the playoffs. You know what Alec Burks can do, right? There's no speculating. Like, there's no, I wonder what he's going to be like in the playoffs. Nah. Alec Burks, you know what he can do in the playoffs, in the clutch, right? If we had Alec Burks this year, I'd be like, you know, those fourth quarter collapses, I don't know if they happen when Alec Burks is here. You know, I mean, I don't think they happen. And the thing is there was a time where Burks could play the 1-2 or the big guard, the big guard in a quick lineup. He can do that, right? And so my thing is, I guess I hadn't seen enough of Landry Shamet to be totally confident in him. But I have seen Alec Burks. I have seen Malcolm Brogdon. Yeah. Nick Yak, I'm with you. I'm with you. But you know what though? Alec Burks is a bigger human being than Deuce, Kolek, and Josh Hart. Just off of science, physics, he's like just a bigger person. Alec Burks is like 6'5", 6'6". And the other thing too is Alec Burks is a willing passer. Alec Burks will legit get your big man the ball. I'm not saying he's going to feed Cat all night, but at least he knows how to get the ball to Cat. Or whoever our bigs are, whoever's at the rim. I don't care if it's OG or Yabusele or whoever's at the rim. This is one of those things, though, when you bring in a because Nick Yak is right about the minutes thing, right? The minutes thing over the course of an 82-game schedule, you know Shamet's going to play, right? The only thing is when, for who, for how long, in what role. The 82-game schedule is a long schedule. Guys are going to miss games. Guys are going to go in shooting slumps. Guys are going to get hot. You know, some guys are going to be here. Some guys are not. And so with that, all that considered, you're going to be thinking like, what do we do in these situations where you got to mix things up a little bit? Yep. Nick Yak, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 100%. And listen, and Nick Yak, listen, this is the thing. If what you're saying is right, and I think it is, if what you're saying is right, then why would you move one of the young guys? Why would you move the young guys just so that Landry Shamet could get those random, arbitrary, ad hoc, intermittent, come and go minutes. Shouldn't you give that to a developmental player? Shouldn't that be Kev McCullough minutes? Shouldn't that be Pacôme Dadiet minutes? Mo Diawara minutes? If we can find a spot for Shamet, I say let's bring Shamet in. But if there's not a spot, bro, I'm not forcing it. Just want to say one other thing. Just one other thing too. And I know we don't talk about this often, but I want to talk about this with y'all. Yeah, it says, please don't, I can't believe we would do that. Oh, no. Yeah, no, these dudes don't know. Bro, it's click. Bro, they gotta sell. Bro, they gotta get clicks, bro. I keep saying that. Nick, yeah, come on, dog. You know they gotta get clicks, bro. They gotta get clicks. When you're a championship contender, chat, legitimately, when you're a championship contender, off seasons are always going to be boring, just like this. Because you have less work to do. And the work that you do have to do is small, minutia type moves. When you're a championship contender, you have less work to do, right? So you're in the paper less, right? You're in the news less, right? And so the Knicks are in a great spot where they don't have to. We're not in the paper talking about, man, who are the Knicks going to trade for Anthony Davis? Those days, at least for right now, are over. At least for right now. Right? As long as Jalen Brunson has a contract with the Knicks, all those major rumors and all that stuff, those days are over. What I did want to talk to y'all about, though, is Jalen Brunson at the mountaintop. I want to talk to y'all about Jalen Brunson at the mountaintop. And so the thing is, every year around the world, thousands of people prepare themselves to climb mountains. They get in the gym, they're on the elliptical, they buy all this expensive equipment, right? They build themselves up. They start by climbing hills, then small mountains, then big mountains, and then the biggest of the biggest. They get their diet right. They take time off. They do all of these things, right, in order to reach the summit of the biggest mountain, hardest mountain there is to climb, right? And they sacrifice their lives to do it, right? Some people never get to the precipice. And what I'm talking about is, I'm talking about not the summit, not the peak, not the top of the mountain, or not the tip of the mountain, but they get to the summit where they can see the top, right? And that's where we are right now. The Knicks are legitimately at the summit. All the weight room, training, money, special equipment, all that stuff it takes to be a championship contender, the Knicks have done that. All of that has been laid out, right? We're accustomed to this feeling. This feeling that you're feeling right now is not a fly-by-night feeling. This team wasn't in the lottery 2 years ago and then made a run at the NBA Finals. This has been a slow burn, a build towards the mountaintop. And now that the 90% of the climb is gone and the last 10% remains, the last 10% is the toughest. And in those times where you've done the 90% of the work and the 10% remains, and it's the toughest 10%, you need a leader, a Sherpa, You need a guy that when the chips are down, he is absolutely going to lead you to the place that you all want, the destination. And I'm going to ask now and over the next few days, is Jalen Brunson the guy to get us to the mountaintop? Now, is he a fantastic scorer? Yes. Is he a great person? Yes. Right? I'm not questioning anything Jalen Brunson does. I'm not questioning work ethic or his morale or morality or his integrity or any of that stuff. Right? What I'm questioning is guys that really want to win, do they have that extra gear deep down inside to pull a team to a championship? And look, and listen, there's no harm in falling short. Dominique Wilkins never won a championship. Or he may have, but I can't remember if he did or not. But he was a great player for a long time. Charles Barkley never won a championship. Pat Ewing never won a championship, and they carried franchises for years. And what I'm asking aloud, and respectfully, I'm asking it aloud and not asking it in the shadows, is Jalen Brunson that guy to get the Knicks to the mountaintop? Because we're at the summit. We've already done all the hard work, right? There are no more lottery picks. We're not training lottery picks. We're not doing stupid 4-for-1 trades in order to clear up cap space to sign Jonas Valanciunas. Like, we're not doing any of that stuff anymore. We're legitimately at the place where at base camp, you can see the mountaintop. And it's calling your name. It's damn near destiny where the Knicks are right now. All the hard work is done. All the foundational work is done, right? The roster is a respectable NBA roster. The back end of the roster y'all see right now is a fight. Ring chasers want to be on this roster. It's the reason why they're here. It's the reason why those couple spots or whatever, you're hearing names like Malcolm Brogdon, Landry Shamet, Alex Len, Matt Ryan, Garrison Matthews. Listen, the Knicks are chasing a ring, and there are people out there that also want a ring. And so they'll do whatever it takes to help the Knicks win a ring. Because while those players don't care where they get their ring, Knicks fans want the Knicks to win that ring. And so there's mutual interest. There's mutual interest for Malcolm Brogdon to stay healthy. There's motivation for Malcolm Brogdon to stay absolutely as healthy as he can so that he can get his championship ring. Because the champagne don't care who pop it. The cigars don't care who smoke them. The goggles, the ski goggles don't care who wear them. All they know is when that clock strikes 0, a champion is going to be crowned. And is Jalen Brunson going to be that guy to help this very talented core of individual players become a team for the 25-26 season? Does Jalen Brunson have enough deep down? And here's the thing. If I ask Jalen Brunson that right now to his face, you know what Jalen Brunson will probably tell me? I haven't been there in the NBA before. I don't know what I have deep inside. All I know is that I have the drive, the motivation to want to get there. But what sets apart very good Hall of Fame caliber players like Jalen Brunson and NBA champions is that gear deep down inside to not only lift themselves, but lift an organization and other players. And so that's my question for Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, if you're listening, I'm asking you that. Do you have that thing deep down inside to elevate this team to become champions? Because while I don't doubt it, we haven't seen it yet. And y'all pardon me, man, for getting a little bit emotional. Like when I talk about stuff like this, man, I get the little chills a little bit about thinking about how our favorite team is this close to being something special. I be getting, and like, well, even now, man, I'm getting chills, like thinking about how special this team is in this stitch of time, like where we are. The Knicks legitimately are that close to being NBA champs. And all I'm asking is for Jalen Brunson, this entire Knicks roster, to understand the moment and capitalize on the moment. On that note, man, I'm out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking. Man, I'm going to go in here and get me a sandwich or something and try to get me some sleep, man. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Thank y'all for coming through and rocking, man. Peace, everybody.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles.